Hi, friends. My name is Siddhesh. I lead the data, AI, and automation software business for IBM. Today, we're going to talk about what does it mean to be a data-driven organization. Uh, when you talk about uh, digital transformation is much beyond just automating a few processes. Is much beyond just digitizing some touch points. It is about a lot more all-encompassing strategy. Let's look at what are the key tenets of a digital transformation strategy. The fundamental element of a digital transformation strategy is to align on why do we need a digital transformation? What is the business value of the digital transformation? It then gets on to preparing for the cultural change, aligning, putting people at heart of the change. It's something that starts top down, something that cuts across every department, has a representation across every department, every function. The third element is about laying the technology foundation. Now, when I say laying the technology foundation, while you may start small on the digital transformation, it's important that you lay the technology foundation that can actually scale and grow with you as you encompass and embrace digital transformation in a much larger way. So the scale and ruggedness becomes extremely important. Then it is about gathering feedback and refining your strategy. And last but not the least, how do I scale and transform? Now, let me spend a little more time on the technology foundation elements. Now, when I talk about the technology foundation elements, let me step back a little and talk about what are the challenges that enterprises are facing with data today as they want to become a data-driven organization. Diverse data sources, types, structures, environments, platforms. This multidimensional predicament is further complicated, further becoming more and more complex with a hybrid multi-cloud environment, with most enterprises having multiple silos across on-premise and multiple public clouds as well. And typically, every enterprise has at least 3 public clouds that they deal with. So the whole aspect has becoming far more complex. Operational data has remained siloed and hidden, leading to a lot more dark data and hidden data. Now, let's look at what is the foundation, or what is laying the technology foundation. Now, as enterprises embark on this journey to hybrid multi-cloud, they need to bring in app modernization. There are microservices and agile development that comes in. It needs to come in with secure integration and data movement, a data portability across on-premise and multiple public clouds. It needs to be an architecture that's service-driven. It needs to be an architecture that is API automated, native DevOps capable. It needs to be self-service capable. And last but not the least, it needs to be secure and compliant. Now, as we talk about these elements of the technology foundation, let me try and address how try and talk about how we as IBM are addressing or helping clients to lay the technology foundation. Let me start with the IBM Cloud, the most open and secure public cloud for business. It is enterprise grade public cloud with very high levels of SLAs. The number one VMware public cloud. It has a specialty financial services public cloud, which caters to all the statutory and regulatory requirements of the financial services segment. It brings onto the table the broadest portfolio of SAP requirements, including the only public cloud with VMware certified in the production environment. It brings in options of VPC virtual as well as bare metal. A few more tenets that we bring or we help clients lay on the technology foundation with IBM Cloud is highest level of encryption. There is an isolation for native cloud. We are the only cloud that permit rocks and container on a bare metal environment. Another important element that we bring onto this table, where the biggest fear clients have with a public cloud environment is the vendor lock-in. We bring in an environment with no egress charges. So there is no vendor lock-in or help. It helps clients maintain their TCO at a very, very minimal level. And of course, another important element is as you operate across multiple regions, the IBM public cloud brings in a flavor of no cost bandwidth between regions, and this becomes a important element overall the entire aspect. Now, let's go a little deeper on the two core elements of the technology foundation: the data element and the automation element. And what is our approach to address the data challenges that we spoke about, the diverse data sources, the multi-cloud predicament that clients are facing today? The approach we follow is a cloud-native integrated platform that is built on a Red Hat OpenShift platform. It is a platform that helps clients build a cloud-agnostic strategy. It could be something that they build on-premise. It could be something that they do it on the IBM Cloud or any of the hyperscalers. It could be AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud, or any of the other hyperscalers as well. It is an approach which allows you to build once and deploy it multiple times, or deploy it across anywhere, be it on-premise or be it the hyperscalers. Moving on, the other element of the platform that becomes critical in today's environment is a technology called data fabric. Now, data fabric is a virtual connective tissue that connects all the data endpoints. It uses technologies like automation, integration, federated governance, activation of metadata. It gives you an ability of creating a dynamic and intelligent data orchestration that allows you to create data as an enterprise asset. It lets you use that data across your enterprise to power your business. It is something that is agnostic to deployment platforms, data processes, platforms. It could be geographic locations or even architectural approaches. It is completely agnostic. I am not saying you will swing the pendulum from one end to the other. It is not an alternative to the data warehouses that some of the large setups are following, but it could be a approach where you need both elements. EDW caters to about 50-60% of the regular queries that a bank would generate, and there are still 40-50% of ad hoc queries where you have a data fabric that cuts across the siloed environment across on-premise and the cloud to be able to cut this siloed environments that we've created and enable clients to use data as an enterprise asset. So that is a critical element that we are able to bring onto the table. Now, as you move on to the next tenet, which is the automation tenet. The automation tenet is about, if you look at the last few years, automation has evolved from a simple digitization to siloed automation to an enterprise automation, and that is what we've started driving with clients on an automation which can be an enterprise-wide automation, an AI-powered enterprise-wide automation that can be brought in only with integration. And as they say, there can be no automation without integration. Now, as we move on to the next phase of AI adoption, what is it that's uh, uh, what is it that we need to address? Uh, what we are now seeing happen, or what we will see happen over the next coming few quarters, coming few years, is democratization of data. How do I lower the center of gravity of data? How do I get more and more uh, of your our employees to use that data to their respective business units benefit? Now, all of this needs a strong governance backbone. You need policies that can be enforced across the board, so that you have the right regulatory and statutory and the privacy norms that need to be get followed. It also brings in another important element to be addressed, which is the skill gap. And it is about, as you lower the center of gravity, you need a lot of tools, a lot of platforms that give you elements of no code, low code, so that with a minimal amount of skills, you are still able to advance on the AI adoption. The other element that's really coming in a big way, and you'll see a lot more of it in the coming few quarters and years, is about the explainability of for AI, trusted AI. It is no longer about being a black box. It is about how do I explain what I put onto the table. It needs to have no bias. You need to monitor the drift that these AI platforms bring onto the table. So all of this is becoming a lot more advanced. In fact, one more element that is coming in and becoming mainstream across this is the FinOps element. As people embrace public cloud in a big way, bill shocks is something that keep the CIOs and the CXOs awake through the night. How do you have platforms that very, very closely monitor your financials across the entire platform? And that is what is laying the foundation of the future. So as enterprises embark on their journey to becoming a data-driven organization, we look forward to partner with you in this journey as you accelerate your digital transformation over the years to come. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.